Hopefully it won't do that again. Okay. And look at your paper, and it could be this sheet of paper. If you think the wind could blow a sheet of paper, put a smiley. If not, put a frowny. Put what you think. Now, we've talked about force and motion. Remember that? Force and motion. Who can tell me, what is a force? What is a force? Russell, what's a force?
You use your hands to lift it. Use your hands to make something move.
Right, you're applying a force is put. Something is causing it to move. A force is happening. Someone could be pushing. I like that, Adeline. Someone could be pulling. You have to figure out what the force is. But a force makes an object move. Motion is when the object moves. The motion could be rolling. The motion could be falling. The motion could be sliding. All of those things are motions. How can we test out our prediction? Who could raise their hand? How can we test out our predictions? How do we test that out? Carolyn, how can I test out my prediction?
Use motions.
What force could I use?
Like this?
But that's not the wind. How can I make wind?
Blow it.
Blow. We can blow these objects and see what happens. Now, we're all in the safety of our home and our family, so this is a safe activity for us to do because we're not spreading germs. But put your tissue in front of you on the table and make sure you don't have any other objects around it. Try to bend down low so that you're on the same level as your tissue and blow it. Raise your hand and tell me what happened. Were you able to make the object move? Estelle.
Yes.
Did everyone else?
All the way to my iPad.
Okay. Thumbs up if everyone else got their tissue to move. Okay. So, for the check mark side, now before you might have put a guess, but now we're going to fill in what we actually did. So on the check mark side, if it moved, you circle a smiley. If it did not move, you circle a frowny. Okay, let's look down. Actually, I should have done this first. So we said it did move. Now get your block. It might be a dice, it might be a Lego, it might be a wooden block. Get down on the same level as your block and blow. See if it moves. Depending on what the object is, it might or it might not. Raise your hand and tell me if it moved. Landon, what happened when you blew your block?
It moved.
Did it really? What object did you use? Oh, a cube. Very cool. So Landon used a Unifix cube. His moved. So Landon's going to circle the smiley. Somebody might have used a different object. Carolyn, what object did you use?
Wood block.
Did it move?
No.
No. A wooden block is much heavier than a hollow Unifix cube. So for Carolyn, her answer is going to be No, the frowny face. Anya, what object did you use?
I did a big dice.
Did it move?
No.
No, so yours will be frowny also. Okay, let's take a look at a crayon or, yes,
Look at this.
yeah. Let's take a look at a crayon or a pencil. I had a wood block and mine didn't move. Now let's look at your crayon or your pencil. Put that in front of you, try to bend down on your level and blow and see what happens. See if it rolls. It's probably not gonna work if you have it in your hand. You might need to put it on the table. Raise your hand when you've done it and tell me your result. Nicole?
It did move. Because I used a crayon. And I put it on the table.
So it did move? Okay. Nicole said hers did move. So Nicole will circle a smiley face. Show me with your hands. Thumbs up if yours moved. Thumbs down if it didn't. Oh, I see a lot of thumbs up. So it looks like a crayon or a pencil could roll. Why do you think the crayon or pencil could roll better when the force of the wind happened rather than the block? Why do you think it was able to roll better or to move? Why do you think it was able to do that? Anya?
Because a block has sides and corners, while a pencil doesn't.
Oh, so Anya's saying a pencil is more round. Like if we looked at this from a bird's eye view, it's round. But a block is flat. And I can't even find my block. Here, we'll use this. That's flat. And it's got corners and edges. That's a good thought. All right, let's look further down our page. And our next object is a book. A book. Get your book. Could even be like my Pat Hutchins book. Put it on the table in front of you and cause wind. Blow. Then raise your hand to tell me your result. Okay, what was your result? Could it move?
No.
No, it did not blow. Okay. With a show of hands, thumbs up if it was able to move, thumbs down if it wasn't. Oh, I see one person's was able to move, but most of us have a thumbs down.
I think that one person is Estelle.
Well, why do you think it was easier to why do you think it was harder for the book to move? Someone raised their hand. Why do you think it was harder for the book to move? Adeline?
Because it has lots of weight.
It's heavy, right? It's really heavy. That's probably why Landon's Unifix cube could move when he blew, but Carolyn's wooden block couldn't because hers was much heavier. Also, the shape of it, too. It's kind of the same shape as a block. All right, now let's do the paper. It can be this paper right here or a scrap sheet of paper. Blow on your paper, cause the wind, and see if it's able to make. You can't hold on to it, Anya. You got to put it on the table. Landon, what happened to your paper?
It moved.
It did. So Landon says when he blew on his paper, it was able to move. Here, I'll just fill in these. So, why do you think the paper is the same shape as my book, but But why did my paper move and my book not move? Why is that? I want to call on a friend I haven't called on. I don't really see anyone. Let's do Russell. I haven't really called on you, Russell. Why do you think the paper was able to move?
Because the paper's weight is lower than the book's weight.
That's right. The paper is lighter. A tissue is super light, but it's the same shape as a book or a block. So is a paper. But these two objects are light, and a block or a book are heavy. Now you can see if your prediction matched your outcome. Did anyone have all of their predictions match their outcome? Raise your hand if you did. Okay, some of us did, some of us didn't. That's why it's great to make a prediction, but then test it out. That's what scientists do. That's what meteorologists do. They make predictions, but then they look closely to see the storm as it's actually happening to test and see if their prediction was right. And they can learn more for next time. Great job, boys and girls. If you'll just take a picture of your paper, or if you drew it on a whiteboard, that's fine. You can take a picture of your whiteboard, or Adeline, I know if you erased, hang on 1 second. Adeline, if you erased your whiteboard, it's okay. I saw you here, so I know you did the activity. But take a picture and submit it, and then I will see you, friends, tomorrow morning, and we have another fun activity for listening and learning tomorrow that you'll probably need to print out.
Miss Kate?
Yes.
Miss Kate?
Hold on, Anya.
Do I